Hey YouTube, Will here from All Electric, back again with another video. And today we're taking a look at the Aventon level step through. In this video, you are going to get my complete review after using this e-bike for several weeks. Let's jump right in. So just like the other level that I did test it for, the regular one, this step through has the same high quality parts as that. So if you haven't checked out that video, I'm gonna put a card up here in the corner. So the same exact shifter, super easy, very convenient for you to click through the gears with your thumb and index finger. Really nice shifter there. And also with the brakes, super easy to use. Huge display in the center, just like on other Aventons. This is not their color display. This is just a regular standard display that comes with it. Still though, very nice. On the left hand, you have your front grip. On your left side, you have your front brake and another grip for your left hand, as well as the thumb throttle there, which Aventon did update their software. Originally, you could not go from 0, but now all their e-bikes allow you to go from 0. So you can see I'm in 0 pass mode, but once I go up to 1 or to 5, then if I push the throttle, it will jump me forward from a standstill, which is really nice when you're riding it. And the power button is hidden down there. It has the letter M on it. You can see there's keys there because there is a removable battery on this e-bike as well. So overall, I really like the step through. I like the design. It's definitely a little bit easier if you're, shorter or something like that. And the regular level is a little bit harder for you to get on and off. This step through design makes it a lot easier and more accessible to a lot of people. You do get a front fork suspension, and that is a Zoom front fork. So really high quality parts are using, just like I would see on every other Aventon. This is also the standard seat that you see on every single Aventon, which is really comfortable and extra wide. So it definitely has a lot of cushion. This is not like some racing bike seat. The only difference between the other level that I already tested is that this is the step through design, which makes it, as you can see, super easy just to step right through and get on the bike, flip up the kickstand, and you are ready to ride. Really nice function there. Now getting off is just as easy. You can slide your leg right through and put the kickstand down and walk right away. So really nice design with that step through. Now here's the removable battery, which is a little bit tricky. Has a switch right up there at the top, you can see, but then you have to kind of move the front wheel out of the way to get the battery out. So a little funky, but it does work. And if you want to see the specs on this battery, which is massive and super heavy, that allows this bike to go really far. You can pause the video right here though to see the specs of that battery. Now to get it back in, it is a little more challenging. I think it would have helped if I squeezed one of the brake, either the rear brake or something like that. But then you can lock the battery in there. So really nice though that you don't have to take out the battery. There is a charge port located on the other side, and so you can just plug the bike in directly from there, but also nice to have that convenience of being able to remove it. Now you can see how the battery is integrated into the frame. Now, not all e-bikes are like that. So Mac Wheel did send me an e-bike that I would say is pretty terrible. It's a lot of cheap parts. It looks like they just stuck a motor in the rear hub and a battery on the frame of a regular bike. Not to mention, putting on the fenders was just so crazy. You can see all the number of bolts and stuff like that, and there's 3 different fenders because I guess there's 2 for the rear or 2 for the front. It's just really not a great design, especially like from a user standpoint. Like when you unbox something and you're just ready to ride, and then you have to figure out exactly how this fender is supposed to go on, is just not the best design that they could have done. I like how some other manufacturers, including this Aventon step through level, that just has the rear fender already installed. So you just have to install the front fender. That takes a lot of guesswork out of this. So you can see here, I'm gonna put this bracket on, but really it's just not a great design in my opinion. Now I'm gonna quickly go over this Mac Mission 100 e-bike for you. So there's a 350 watt motor in the rear, which is pretty lacking, especially for this size e-bike, and just they stuck the battery right there on the frame, which looks terrible. It also has a super cheap little display and really inexpensive brakes, and even cheaper feeling hand grips. Those hand grips are rock hard and they do not feel good when you're riding the bike. Now, another shifter over here, which we have seen on another e-bike with a 350 watt motor, which is the Zipr F1. So you do have a twist throttle here, but again, this is a full-size e-bike, but it looks terrible in my opinion. Now, if you're going to go with a smaller motor, I would definitely go with the Zipr F1. So the Zipr F1 is what you see on the right. That is the matte black. I think it looks pretty good. Now the bonus with the Zipr F1 is that it actually folds. So you could fold this and, you know, get on some public transport if you wanted to, if you're going to hop on the train. It has the same 350 watt motor, but I think you get more kick out of the motor on the Zipr F1, and that's because it's so much lighter. So the Mac Mission 100 is much heavier. It's a larger frame. It's also made out of steel versus the Zipr F1 is a lot lighter. Now back to the Aventon level step through. So when you're riding this thing, it feels super smooth. The brakes work phenomenal, as you just saw, and not to mention the thumb throttle is super convenient to use in any sort of situation where you don't feel like pedaling or you're on your way to work. You can really just ride this thing however you want. And really, as long as you keep the battery charged up, you will never be sweating, even if it's super hot out. Now, I love that they included the front and rear fenders, but there is a huge miss for me. And that huge miss is that there is no front headlight or rear tail light. Now, the Mac Mission 100 comes in at only $700 or $750, which to me, I would totally not buy that. I would just step up a little bit higher and get the Zipr F1 for a few $100s more. But if you do have the budget for it, this level step through is really nice. But what they're missing by far that the Zipr F1 has is the integrated headlight. So the Mac Mission 100 and this Aventon level step through both do not have the integrated headlight, which I think from a safety standpoint, all e-bikes should have. Now, none of these bikes, none of the three that I'm talking about here, have an integrated tail light. So that I would love to see become a standard. Now, Aventon is definitely lacking in that regard. Now, while they put really super high quality parts, including their front fork and their pedals and their shifters, and they include the rear rack and the fenders and everything, but I really, really want to see them include a tail light and a headlight in their future models or as they do an update. Now, if you're planning on using this for commuting, there's a couple more items that you're probably going to need, which I ended up putting on my wife's favorite bike, and that is this green one over here. And if you haven't seen that review video, I'll put a link up here in the corner. But Aventon was able to send me these two bags that actually clip on to any, and I say any because I tried it on this e-bike here that had this rear rack. So it clips onto almost any rear rack, and you see here I can just loosen the screw up and it's fully adjustable and I can tighten it down. And so this bag is actually pretty sweet, and it comes as a set of two, so you can put one on either side. So you can have one on the left and one on the right side, and I'll show you actually how they snap together in a little bit. But once I get the screw tightened down, you can see that it's really secure on there. Not to mention, there is a couple other points that this fixes to the frame, so I'm not worried about my bag flying off if I go over a bump. You can see this little twist out here keeps the bag straight on there from bouncing up and down. But this is a awesome waterproof bag that you can cinch down pretty tightly. And so once you buckle the top down, you have a really nice storage. So if you were riding to work, or if you were, wanted to throw some extra clothes in there, or you went to the grocery store, it's really easy to fill this thing up and you have a very convenient way. Or if you want to throw in your bike lock, it fits in there nicely. And so you can lock your bike up. Also, the bike lock and these bags are from Aventon, and I'm going to have a link down below in the description if you want to pick any of these up. So that is the one bag, and there's also a second one that comes in the set. So like I said, you can put one on either side. So here is the other one. It is identical to the one that you're seeing here. Here is the nice hard back. And so you can see this actually fits right on the other side. So it's super easy, and they snap together, which is nice. Makes it nice to carry them or whatever if you're going to take them off of your bike. All right, there you have it. That's my complete review of this Aventon level step through. If you're interested in picking up one of these shirts, check the link down below in the description. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you share this video with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.